on the shared facility that this is here. Archie Gray from the right-hand side for Leeds continues his run and gets a nice ball into his path off Gnonto. Gnonto lets the ball run to Jorginho. Gnonto's in the area, tucks it back for Kamara. Kamara, and swept goalwards by Summerville and cleared off the line. And how Leeds United are not in front there, I'm not entirely sure. Tremendous opportunities presented themselves on two separate occasions, and somehow Huddersfield kept it out.
What an incredible move, though. Absolutely brilliant one-touch football. So many options, so many possibilities of scoring. Kamara should have scored. Summerville then probably should have as well, but had his shot blocked. Wow, really good move so early in the game.
Leeds in possession again with Gruev in his own half. Gruev, square ball to Ethan Ampadu. Ampadu just knocks it wide left side to Junior Firpo. Andre Breitenreiter appears at the edge of his technical area. Gruev forced back to Ampadu. And Meslier collects the ball outside of his penalty area. Meslier takes his time, weighs up his options. Pass to Summerville. Laid out wide to Firpo. Down the line from Firpo to Kamara. Kamara beaten to the ball by Pearson. And now Sorba Thomas can set off on a run forward for Huddersfield. Manages to work it to the edge of the penalty area and then into the penalty area. Rodon defends and just lets the ball run across his body so that Meslier can come and pick it up. Ward was in proximity. Rodon kept him away from the ball. Rodon
always in control of that. Ward makes a good run, but Rodon already a yard ahead, and that's what we talk about. Experience in defending. Half a yard, or 1 yard in Rodon's case, ahead of the game.
Meslier again walks the ball out the penalty area. Grey skies overhead. It's a chilly day, and it's been raining heavily as well. So anything but a spring-like feel as we move into March. But March does mean that the season's end is in sight, and that puts extra importance and weight on every fixture now. For both these teams, in a sense, Huddersfield are not clear of relegation yet.
No, hence the managerial change gives them a chance and enough games to get themselves out. They've made a more than decent start, haven't they, under the new manager? So you'll get these players here. They'll be full of hope, full of new ideas, and certainly with Leeds come to town, full of excitement to get their show back on the road with the 3 points. But we've had that a lot, haven't we? Every kind of ground we go to, the home fans are certainly up for it, as is the team.
Almost every team that Leeds have played in the second half of the season has had a different person in charge than the game played in the first half of the season. Some rapid turnover in the championship. Gruev gets the ball down, pushes it back to Joe Rodon.
Just Georgie there again. See where he is. He's 20 yards inside our half, and that's where you don't want to take chances. Don't want to give the ball away. Be really secure in possession.
Rodon down the right for Leeds. Further wide it goes to Gray. Can he keep the ball in play? Yes, he can. Helps it down the line to Gnonto. Those two working together down that touchline. But Gnonto goes to ground, and Huddersfield emerge with the ball in their possession. Knocked out wide, the left side, and then swung into the centre. So dangerous ball that was. And Pearson got there ahead of Summerville. He's taller than Summerville, just to nod it away from him. Thomas now in possession for Huddersfield. Takes the ball infield. Kamara on his shoulder. Now Rudoni. It's break nicely for Bamford. Gives it back to Gnonto. Under pressure in his own half. Gruev also, so goes back to Meslier.
Nice. I think we've taken the heat out of the game really well. Just keep the ball moving. Pass it sensibly. Can't go forward, go back. If we are under pressure, just go long. Put them under pressure.
Meslier out the penalty area. Stops. Looks again. Allowed to just weigh up his options here. Goes through the middle. Jorginho nudged off it by Leeds, former Leeds man. In midfield, Gruev just worked it away from Rudoni, somewhat fortuitously there. Looked like he might get caught. Jorginho does get caught, this time with a foul tackle. So that will be a Leeds United free kick inside the Huddersfield half.
Well, it's the first time Georgie's got on the ball, but what we do know, he's just so strong. And he wants to go forward, so he twists and turns, goes forward, puts his body in the way. Huddersfield Town player made a lunge, did not get the ball. Got Georgie, free kick for sure.
Kasumu, the culprit. Jorginho back on his feet. A little ruefully walks away. And leaves the free kick to Gruev. Goes back so that Leeds guarantee that they've kept possession. Rodon to Ampadu. Near side Firpo. Firpo just puts it into an area looking for the run of Summerville. Sliding intervention, keeps it away from Summerville, but Brodie Spencer puts it into touch for a Leeds throw in. Kamara, back heel to Firpo. Firpo moves it from left to right, in the middle with Gruev. Now to his right is Archie Gray. He just goes back into his own half to Rodon, now Ampadu. Firpo under a bit of pressure, goes back to Ampadu. And Ampadu into the Leeds penalty area to Meslier. 10th minute, 0-0. Gruev.
Yeah, it's not so easy to get through. So in this Huddersfield press, you can see Rudoni's up there, Ward, Burgzorg out on the left. Sometimes they're pressing with three up top.
Spencer's header goes straight up in the air and drops for Firpo. His touch is a tad heavy, and so Spencer comes back in and just knocks the ball into touch for a throw-in to Leeds United in that Huddersfield half. Firpo prepares to take it, but there are two balls on the pitch. Referee today is Andrew Kitchen. Firpo takes the throw back into Leeds territory to Ampadu. Brighton right and motions his players up the pitch. Summerville laid off nicely, and Summerville gets a return ball from Firpo, and he's got him behind here. Summerville's on the edge of the penalty area, still going for the byline. Breaks almost loose for Firpo, and then there's a little foul by, I think it was Summerville, trying to get the ball back for Leeds in the penalty area. And Huddersfield had the chance to clear after a moment of danger.
Unfortunate, but it's just great one-touch move, isn't it? Look how many options, and in behind Summerville couldn't quite get away. He had two around him as well to almost wriggle his way through, but I think once we get our slip passing going, we are able to carve through this defence.
This is one of those stadia where the TV cameras are on the opposite side from our match position. So lefts are rights and rights are lefts. As the goalkeeper Nicholls plays the ball over the halfway line. Ward cushions it into the path of Hogg, who gives it to Thomas, who plays it through the middle, and it's laid off for Rudoni. And Rudoni's just outside the area, and he shoots! And it requires Meslier to go full length and tip the ball beyond the post and behind for a Huddersfield corner.
Really good move from Huddersfield. It opened up nicely for them. Beautiful one touch, and Rudoni, could he have played it or could he have hit? Really good shot. That is flying in the top corner, going away from Meslier, who sees it a little late as well, but makes a wonderful stop.
Mellier's outstretched fingers push that one beyond the post and behind for this corner kick that Thomas will take for Huddersfield now. Home voices raised in expectation. Thomas with the in-swinging corner, comes in low, off the near post, clear off the near post as well. Meslier stopped that one going in again. Rudoni with a little flick, and it was flying in before Meslier got down quickly to beat the ball away. Huddersfield come again down that left side. Thomas whips another good-looking ball in. Meslier comes and double fist punches this one out the area. And then the ball is delivered back into Leeds territory, and Ampadu's just put it up in the air. Maybe could have left that for the keeper, but Gnonto picks it up outside the area. Reaction from the home fans as the ball is cleared up to the chest of Bamford, and then Bamford is pushed off the ball. No free kick given in Leeds' favour, and Huddersfield have won possession back.
Hogg missed the ball completely there. Plenty of Bamford, but nothing given.
Sorba Thomas goes down the left side for Huddersfield, just outside the penalty area, whips the ball in again. This one not so menacing, and it drifts behind, and that will be a goal kick. But there, a little reminder, or a little notice served to Leeds United. This home team have players and will have moments.
No, they most certainly will, but I just think that's something that we have been slightly weak on, and to be honest, we've been strong everywhere else, but corner kicks and the player getting in first to that near post.
Big roar as Huddersfield fans felt there was a foul by Kamara on Kasumu just outside the penalty area, but the referee looked and gave nothing. And the Huddersfield man's back on his feet now. Leeds were just playing out from the goal kick there. And one of those slightly worrying moments. Kamara managed to get the ball away to a safe place. Meslier has it through the middle to Gruev now. Back it goes to Meslier. Derby atmosphere is very much still to be felt around the stadium here in these early stages. Leeds have made a really good start. Could easily have scored in the opening couple of minutes. Huddersfield have had good chances since. And here's Leeds with Summerville into Gnonto. Is he onside? He is. No, he's not. The flag goes up as Gnonto puts the ball back into the path of Bamford. And that will be a free kick for offside against the Leeds man.
Must have been close on that far side. Good ball. But Gnonto, just does he get the timing wrong? Yes, he does. Unfortunate. And then when Bamford has a shot with his right foot, it's a good save as well from the keeper. And Nicholls, he was punching the air after that, but that will give him plenty of confidence, the keeper. Okay, it wouldn't have counted, but he stopped it.
Thomas out to this near side, where it's picked up by Burgzorg. Burgzorg goes past Firpo, makes space for himself to attack Leeds United. Gnonto just helps it behind for a corner kick. With his defensive duties there, Gnonto, but Leeds will have to defend again here.
Yeah, certainly needed to. Burgzorg has got ability. Big player, but strong and certainly technically gifted as well, so got to be wary of him.
Thomas has come to the near side to deliver the ball in. Referee just blows the whistle. There's something he doesn't like in the penalty area. Nakayama is standing right by Meslier, the Japanese international. Referee's having words with him now.
Interesting, their tallest player, Burgzorg, is 5 yards outside the box.
Yep. Maybe he makes a late run. We're about to find out, as the corner kick from his near side will be, I think, an outswinger, given that Thomas is right-footed. In it goes. Good corner. Bamford at the near post. Only cleared as far as the far. And Ward had a shot on goal there. And Leeds got a block in the way. And Joe Rodon takes the plaudits for keeping that one away from goal. But again, another corner kick.
Certainly an excellent block, but very good volley as well. Ward had plenty of time to think about that one. Coming out of the air extremely high. Catches it perfectly, but Archie gets in the way.
Pressure is on Leeds United here again. With another Huddersfield corner. Thomas has gone to the far side. Again, swings the gold ball in. It's headed away by Jorginho. Kasumu on the edge of the area. Leeds will look to counter-attack now as the ball's nodded into the path of Summerville. Summerville's carrying it forward. Goes past the first challenge. The second challenge is a strong, hard and fair from Spencer. Important as well, because that was the last line of defence for Huddersfield. After that, Summerville was clean through.
On the counter-attack. So very dangerous, don't we? Quick and strong there. You're right. Good challenge. Last-ditch challenge. It worked.
Meslier's back in possession of the ball for Leeds. Gruev deep in his own half to Rodon. Joe Rodon up the line to Summerville. Pushed back, in fact pushed over by Nakayama, so that will be a Leeds United free kick. Gruev quickly in position to take it. Gruev goes back short to Rodon. Across the park to Ampadu, and further wide to Firpo. Firpo into Jorginho. Not seen too much of the ball yet. Trying to have a little run here. Is having a little run here. Still going down this near side touchline, and that will be a Leeds United throw in. And Jorginho showing a little bit there about what he's all about. Good balance, good power.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes you think he's second best, he's second favourite, but no, somehow he still carries the ball past players. Brilliant.
Firpo with the throw back to Ampadu. And Ampadu all the way back into his own half to Rodon. Again, Andre Breitenreiter motions his players forward up the pitch. Rodon off Meslier. Crosses the halfway line. Into Bamford. Short ball to Jorginho. Nice turn and attempt to play the ball perhaps to Gnonto. Doesn't quite work out. So Nicholls is able to boot it forward from the penalty area for Huddersfield. Over on that far side, Rodon is happy just to steer the ball into touch with another Welsh international, Thomas, in close proximity.
I think what we're getting from Huddersfield is everything that we thought, isn't it? You know, a quick start, strong. They've clearly got a bit of confidence. Of course, against us, every single player is on it, closing us down. Nice shape about them as well, I have to say. They're always trying to just allow Meslier to kind of keep the ball rather than one of our centre-halves come forward with it. At the moment, their structure and shape is working well.
Bamford gets the ball off a brave challenge from Summerville, who stays down but leads attack in the meantime with Gray down the right-hand side. Plays it in. Oh, Bamford let it run. He knew Gnonto was behind him, but a defender got in on it and cleared it before Gray goes in to try and win it back for Leeds. Thomas emerges with possession. Gives it away, though, straight to Firpo. By the way, Summerville and Nakayama are both still down over on the far side, and Summerville looks in real discomfort.
Yep, he really does, and holding the top of his ankle, his Achilles. I think Hogg has been yellow carded.
Yeah. That must be for the challenge, I assume.
Oh, did he make the challenge? So Summerville's got a piece of the ball. Oh, that's awful. That is awful. It is Hogg. Well, he's the one that took Bamford out and didn't get any of the ball, but that one he got away with. That's just an awful late challenge.
Up on the shin of Summerville there from Hogg, who was very much at the veteran stage of his career, the Huddersfield captain. 350 plus appearances for this team, and he's left Summerville in a heap.
Yeah, and of course that's what he's in there for, to stop the attacks and destroy. But I've got to say, it's a couple of really poor challenges, and especially that one there on Summerville. Rightly so, gets a yellow card, and now he is struggling.
Summerville still down. Daniel Farker watching on anxiously from the near side, and Leeds will be hoping to see signs of movement shortly from their leading goal scorer. Summerville sitting up now. Nakayama's down as well still. Yeah,
but that was more of a collision of what happened after the Hogg challenge. Summerville careered into Nakayama. Him as well. Well, hopefully he's okay. Both are okay. Summerville at least is...
He's up.
Yeah, he's up. And just testing, can he put weight on that ankle?
Which is exactly what the process is going through now. And there's a bit of a limp on as he moves himself off towards the far side touchline, from where we hope he'll return to the action. Moving somewhat tentatively currently, but still moving nevertheless. Nakayama also is very similar, is making a slow walk towards the far touchline. I think you're going to see both come back on. Maybe an eye will be kept on both at the same time. Summerville just been asked to stretch off a little as he gets to that far side. They've got to wait for a little bit anyway. He's doing a little jog up the far side touchline as we watch. And just to reassure everybody that he can put weight, as Tony describes, on that ankle, I think.
Yeah, he's just hopping now on the one leg as well, just to make sure. But Hogg now's got a long way to go. 70 minutes in the game. Not to get another yellow card. If he keeps making challenges like that, he'll be off. So let's see what he does. But what we have to do, of course, is get around him, take him on, make him commit that challenge.
Have players to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Both still off, Summerville and Nakayama. Waiting the signal as the ball goes over the top from Gruev. Just delivered into the corner, but that's going to bounce beyond everybody and out. It's going to be a Huddersfield goal kick. I think it stopped raining, and
no
skies have brightened a little bit overhead here now.
Well, you say that. It's a bright grey.
That's a brighter grey.
Okay.
Yeah. Temperature was not that much above freezing. They left home earlier today.
Both players are back on now.
So both teams at full complement. kept on Summerville, skipping around there just to reassure himself, I think, that he's feeling okay. Gray on the halfway line. Hands in the back of Burgzorg, helped him away from the ball, which went over his head and out for a Leeds throw-in, which Gray takes back to Rodon. Rodon back to Meslier. 24 minutes gone, 0-0. Ampadu, Kamara. Back to Ampadu, goes back to Meslier. Stepped away momentarily there, Ilan Meslier. And he's scanning to see where the next ball might go, and he's doing so. Didn't quite get the best contact he'd wanted on the ball forward, and it's gone into touch. Nakayama's gone down again, so his day may be over. The central defender, he's down on one knee now, and now he's sat down again on the turf as the referee goes over for a word or to check.
Problem with Nakayama is his knee, and so any little knock or strain or something on there, you're going to feel weakness if you kind of push off and turn. That doesn't work so well. Now, Summerville's come across to this side. He's actually just had a chat with our physio. I think everything seems okay, so that's important. He's still hopping up and down, but hopefully, second by second, things improve for him.
Huddersfield change is about to be made, so Nakayama, who's still on the pitch, is not going to be able to continue. Manager just issuing instructions to his players who are on the pitch as they prepare to make their switch from a position off it. We wait to see. Nakayama still requiring further treatment, so this must be quite a bad one, to be honest, because having got up briefly, he's been back on the deck again for the last couple of minutes. There is a stretcher waiting on this near side in case it's required. Huddersfield have not yet revealed the man down below who will be coming on. Now we see it is Helik, as I suspected it would be. So the big central defender, Helik, comes on. He's actually the leading scorer.
He's run on the pitch. He's got to wait for
Nakayama to
get off. Yeah, now he's pulled back. At least Nakayama is walking off, but he's clearly done something to his knee. Does not want to continue, rightly so, otherwise it'll go completely.
Well, he gained some inches with the appearance of Helik here. He's a useful man to have on from set pieces. Nakayama is just under 6 foot. Helik is considerably above it. Nakayama finally about to arrive at the Huddersfield Town dugout. Helik will finally get the opportunity to get on the pitch. After a pretty lengthy break, the game will restart with a Huddersfield Town throw-in. Pearson with ball in hand. Down the line, beyond Firpo, in fact beyond everybody. And it bounces right out by the corner flag. Leeds would have probably preferred a goal kick here. Ampadu is going to try and find a ball. It wasn't obvious that there was anyone. Now there are 3. There were no balls, now there are 3 balls. And Ethan Ampadu has chosen to roll one away that he could have picked up and pick up another one, and a little bit of a delay. Now he'll deliver the long throw down the line. Some distance on that. Helik comes in for his first touch, and his first touch sees the ball back into touch for Leeds United throw in again. Ampadu thought about going back to Meslier, but it's a risky option. Goes long down the line again instead. Bamford arms around his throat there from Helik. How's that not a free kick?
What is going on?
Nothing but a throw in given to Leeds United. Looking where the assistant is, and obviously didn't have any kind of line of sight on that one. Meslier has the ball on the edge of the penalty area. Swings it long wide, but it's not going to find a Leeds shirt. Goes straight into touch.
See Brighton Rutter there just applauding his side, because what they're doing is stopping the options, the easy options for Meslier. He's having to then try a 50-60 yarder. That one he got a little wrong.
really good CV, Andrew Brighton-Writer. So Huddersfield, I was talking to the director of football before the game. Be really happy to have managed to get him in. Technically, he's the 4th person in charge of the team so far this season. I say so far. That's the championship for you. Long ball over the top from Ampadu, picked up by Bamford. Controls and gives it to Kamara. Kamara goes back to the halfway line to Rodon. In a while since we've seen an attack created by Leeds United. The game's been pretty stop-start. Gruev forced back by Hogg.
Good closing down. Good closing down again. We had Bamford in the channel one-on-one, and all of a sudden we're having to go back. Huddersfield funnel back extremely quickly and well.
Here's Jorginho on the right side. Knocks it to Gray. Gets the return ball off Gray and sets off towards the byline for Leeds United. Held up by the corner flag. Turns away from that position. Ball underneath his foot, given to Archie Gray. Now it goes back to Kamara. And then Rodon joins in. Rodon through the middle for Summerville. Back to goal. Miscontrol. Gives it to Rudoni. And Leeds have got to get back now. Well, they had to get back before the pass was overhit by Rudoni. Burgzorg couldn't get there. And it'll be a Leeds throw-in, which Rodon takes short to Gruev.
Summerville then joined in. Yes, he gave the ball away, but he looked okay. His ankle looks as if we're back to normal, thankfully.
Half an hour gone, still 0-0. Gnonto, ball wide to Gray. Leeds' early chances are their best moments that they've mustered thus far. Huddersfield have forced 2 good saves out of Meslier.
Brilliant,
Jorginho in his own half wins the ball back for Leeds. Rolls it off for Kamara, rolls it forward to Bamford. Sumo's gone down, Kamara's gone down, referee has stopped play. There's a clash between the two rather than a free kick, isn't it? Kasumu needs treatment now. It's going to be a long half, this one.
Certainly could. I mean, he actually went down early, didn't he, Kasumu, as well? And clearly something's happened again. But they're going in wholeheartedly, aren't they, the Huddersfield players? I mean, they really are. They're working extremely hard. Just got to see these sort of periods out. I think that's what we've done as the season progressed. We've done it better and better.
There's potential for another change to be made here by Huddersfield, because one of the subs has been called back into the dugout down below. So it may be that Kasumu is going to be unable to continue.
Guys with a stretcher and have been so busy.
Well,
Up
except
and down.
that they've spent their last 10 minutes perched, ready, waiting, haven't they? Coiled spring on the near side touchline. The 4 guys in the high-vis jackets holding the stretcher, but their services have not yet been called upon. Kasumu still down, so the game again hits another period of delay here. And fancy that they are, I think they are preparing another change, Huddersfield. We can just see through the back of the perspex glass at the back of the dugout down below that a player is preparing to come on as Kasumu walks off towards the far touchline. And it looks like another switch for the home team here. It is a free kick to Leeds United at the end of all of that, so there was a foul in there.
Yeah, on Kamara.
Now, Ampadu saw a run, but then went short instead to Firpo. He sees a run of Kamara, who's got in behind down the channel, just outside the box, gives it to Summerville. Summerville on his right foot. Push back to Gnonto, has a shot, had Gray waiting on the side.
Archie was the ball, wasn't it, out to the right-hand side.
Leeds start again from the halfway line with Ampadu. Huddersfield still down to 10, by the way. Kasumu still off, no sub on. Leeds trying to exploit the power play situation as Summerville pushes forward for the away side. On it goes, trying to get it to Firpo. Helik had read it, and Helik just put it into touch for a Leeds throw-in.
Yeah, Kasumu's back on as well, so it looks like he's going to give it another go.
Yep. Back into the action there. Gnonto gets himself in the penalty area. Gnonto across the middle. Tried to put it in hard, looking for the head of Bamford, and it was headed behind for a Leeds corner kick.
I just thought, why didn't he go for goal there? Actually, a great touch, wasn't it? It was bouncing nicely as well. Always going to be difficult to control the cross, but just hit it towards the keeper. Who knows what happens instead? Tries to fire it across. Well defended with the chest.
We've seen him hip-dipping volleys from similar positions before. Summerville has the corner kick. Summerville swings it in, but when it arrives at the edge of the 6-yard box, only Pearson awaits. There's no single Leeds shirt anywhere close to that. It's headed into touch. Gnonto with a throw to Summerville. Summerville holds it up, looks towards the penalty area. 2 in front of him. Plays it out towards the edge of the box, and Gray gets it under control. Flicked goalwards, but cleared from the edge of the box by Hogg. Ampadu wins a header, gets it out to Gnonto on this near side, and he manages bravely, really bravely to... well, his header helped the ball onto Summerville, but he was clattered by Pearson in the process, and the referee has stopped the play and has given Leeds a free kick.
You know what, that was brave from Gnonto. You could see what was going to happen. Pearson was not stopping. He just charges into him, and Gnonto just standing there. He's always going to get there first, but then gets absolutely collected. And just earlier as well, in the box, Rodon had his shirt ripped to the sleeve, is like hanging a bit. He showed the referee what was kind of going on as well, but Huddersfield certainly physical. We expected that. One's already in the book. Just got to keep playing, let the referee do what he needs to do. But now free kick now. Let's see what we can do. And guess what? Stretches out again. Yeah,
another player down. Gnonto, this is still. Put in the ribs, I think, there from Pearson. And so we have another break in play. Gnonto is being tended to by the medical team. His heat map will be rising here, won't it, the Leeds physio team? Because they've spent as much time on the pitch in the last 10-15 minutes as some of the players. Gnonto sits up, holds his ribs, and they're just letting him sit forward.
Yeah, not a surprise as well that the players are kind of being targeted. You know, Summerville, Gnonto, Jorginho's been down a couple of times as well. So, you know, the players that are the flair players that gets the ball and takes people on. Huddersfield really got a plan to stop that.
Gnonto looks proper winded as he walks towards the touchline near side. Hands still clutched to his side. And just again, I think they're going to have to do a little check to make sure that he's okay to continue. 4th official is in proximity here as well. So Leeds are now down to 10, and they have this free kick to take from Summerville to put it into the Huddersfield penalty area. Summerville whips it in, flicked on by Firpo. Bamford couldn't control on the penalty spot. It's cleared away as far as Kamara, whose pass is poor, and suddenly it's Sorba Thomas racing forward for Huddersfield Town. Sorba Thomas into the penalty area. Gray, what a challenge from Archie Gray, absolutely crucial. And Archie Gray just stepped across in front of him as he was ready to shoot and managed to smuggle the ball to temporary safety. Again, it comes in. This time Ampadu makes an important, timely challenge, and the ball goes behind, and that would be a Huddersfield corner.
Mistake from Kamara. Was not a good ball back whatsoever, but Archie Gray, rather than diving in, just bides his time and reads the danger extremely well.
Huddersfield presented with an opportunity to counter-attack quickly there, and Sorba Thomas is pacey. And he took it right through the middle. Gray kept an eye on him all the way. Now Thomas is in position to take
and
this.
Hogg having a right set to. Hogg, what is Hogg doing?
Hogg, remember, on a yellow card. Gnonto is definitely upset by something that's happened in there. Bamford goes in for a conciliatory word just to calm him down. And the two are at it again as the referee again looks on. Gives the signal for the corner kick this time. Gnonto and Hogg tussling in the middle. Thomas curls the cross in. Meslier, one-fisted punch. Comes out to Thomas on the edge of the area. Delivers it back in again. Heads up in the penalty area. Cleared to the edge of the box. And then late challenge there on Rodon. This could be a yellow card for Kasumu for the challenge on the edge of the penalty area. Rodon, in fairness to Joe Rodon, he picks himself straight up.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone's in uproar. You know what? It's a foul to yellow. Get on with the game. As Joe Rodon's just done then.
Well, Daniel Farker is friendly with Andre Reitenbreiter.
Not at the moment, I wouldn't say.
I'm not sure they'll be shaking hands at half-time.
At the end of the day, if you're going to play Leeds United, what do? Well, you don't let them play, do you? You've got to try and mix it up, stop them playing any old which way. And that's what Huddersfield are doing.
Meslier with a free kick. Long ball forward. Bamford beaten in the air. Comes down for Kamara. He's fouled by Rudoni. Leeds have another free kick in the Huddersfield half.
And this is where we have to be patient. We have to let the referee do his job, you know, get the free kicks in, the bookings out, just carry on.
Gray down the right, gets his cross in. Not much bodies in the box for Leeds really there, as it was cleared out for a throw-in. Leeds have it. Gray is there midway inside the Huddersfield half to take it. Back to Gruev. Gruev may come out to this near side, as we watch the left side for Leeds, and Firpo, who has the ball now. On it goes to Summerville. Oh, late challenge there.
What is he doing?
Through the back.
What is he
Pearson
doing?
on Summerville. The ball was long gone, and he's just absolutely hacked him down the back of the leg.
And this is, you know, oh, that is poor, so poor. That is on his calf. Look at his left leg right onto the calf of Summerville. I mean, that's an extremely poor challenge.
Well, it's a potential, if it was a VAR, there's a potential VAR call there, isn't there?
Yeah,
there was,
sure.
It was studs down a rake down the back of the shin of Summerville. Remember, only just back on his feet after another heavy challenge as well. Well, it's not subtle.
It's not subtle, and the yellows are racking up. And all we need to do is keep doing exactly the same thing. Keep committing them, keep making them make challenges, and eventually you can see one of them going off.
Ampadu and Summerville, a little bit of a mess with the short free kick. But the ball is with Leeds and Rodon, and now Gray. Down the right side to Firpo. Down the right side to Firpo.
It is Firpo,
yep,
Bryn, you're right. Me too.
And now Ampadu. Summerville operating. Well, Leeds haven't got a left back at the moment. Summerville is in possession of the ball now on the left side in the Huddersfield half. On it goes to Kamara. Firpo over on this side more conventionally now. Summerville ahead behind him. Gruev gives it to Firpo. Firpo infield. Nice ball to Bamford. Bamford on the edge of the area. Tried to play it into Jorginho. Failed. Rudoni's back there defending. And Bamford just leans across him. And I think that's maybe just a little sign from Patrick Bamford to say that we're more than prepared to mix it up if that's what you're after.
It is, and I like the referee going over to Rudoni, because Rudoni's made a right meal of that. Gone up to the crowd, trying to get everyone going. That's a foul. Simple as that. Get on with the game again. No yellow card. But everything's getting a huge reaction. And this is where we have to keep our heads. Let them lose theirs.
Huddersfield free kick. Nicholls comes out of his penalty area to take it. It's a derby.
It certainly is.
It's feisty. Nicholls.
Love playing in these games. Although I'm quite happy being up here, to be honest.
Not sure you ever played Huddersfield there, did you, for Leeds?
Not for Leeds. I haven't actually scored here. For Derby, I think, in the Cup. But anyway.
Enough of that. Ball forward. Firpo wins the header for Leeds on the halfway line. Summerville won't get there ahead of Thomas. He just lets the ball go out of play. We're in the final 5 minutes, but there'll be plenty to be added on at the end of this first half. It has been a scrap. Ball comes off Ward and out for a throw-in. Home fans were appealing for a free kick, as was Ward. Assistant shakes his head. The game goes on. Gnonto in the middle. Through it goes to Jorginho. Oh, almost a good ball to Bamford, but Pearson intercepted it. He's forced back by Summerville to the keeper Nicholls, who just drives it long forward. Rodon with a header down. Gruev gives it back to Rodon. Rodon puts air in it. Jorginho's beaten to it, but Gruev has the second ball. Welcome to the Championship. Ball over the top.
Great ball. Oh, almost. I thought that was over.
Yeah, just on the other side of the fullback there. But Spencer got his head to it, just directed it back to the goalkeeper.
Vital touch as well, but good play under pressure. And that's what Ampadu gives you from centre-half, that range of passing.
Gnonto beaten in the air, far side. Rodon with a header forward. Gruev helps it on with a back header. And again, a looping header forward this time to Jorginho, who's on the halfway line. Just tucks it forward, sees if Gnonto can get there. Not quite, but Leeds do have a throw-in. Midway inside that Huddersfield half. One of those games where Leeds are going to have to earn the right.
Yeah, and it's taking a while, isn't it? Because Huddersfield Still flying in, physical, working hard, organised. Everything we expected today. It's not going to be easy.
Gray from that far side loses possession. And then Huddersfield, triangular movement, working forward and then come back through Kasumu. Fits okay again. Comes off Gruev over on that far side for a Huddersfield Town throw-in.
Don't forget Kasumu and Hogg, both midfielders there, have been yellow carded along with Pearson.
Leeds will be trying to tempt them into tackles. Moment of rises. Rudoni with a quick throw down the left for. Well, too quick, was it? Yeah, it was.
Well, it's way 10 yards in front. Forward. Yeah.
So the referee calls them back. So Burgzorg was setting off down the left touchline. Left as far as Huddersfield are concerned. And they're sent some way back closer to the halfway line where Brody Spencer has the ball for the second throw-in. Looks forward, looks back, throws it down the line. Past Kasumu, who gets it back and then just runs away from him. And it's out for a Leeds United throw-in. Pretty scrappy at the moment, but that may be, in a sense, part of the game plan, I guess, from a Huddersfield perspective here. Gray, far side, tackles flying in, goodness me. Ultimately, Rudoni goes down, and he has won Huddersfield a free kick.
Yeah, Gnonto has actually hurt himself in the process of trying to make that challenge. Archie there was a decent challenge, but Gnonto's been in the walls in this first half.
Limps away. Summerville goes to check his pal's okay. And Sorba Thomas prepares to put the ball down to whip this free kick in from the far side touchline into the Leeds penalty area. Last few seconds of the opening 45. Pushing and shoving in the penalty area again. 9 added minutes to play at the end of this first half. Thomas, good shape on the ball! Meslier keeps it out the first time, but not the second time. And it's driven in from close range. And Helik it is who stabs it in. And Huddersfield Town have scored the opening goal of this derby game. Huddersfield 1, Leeds United 0.
Excellent ball in, it really is. Superb. And the header that hits the deck. Meslier makes a brilliant save from that, but couldn't deal with the follow-up. We don't get to it either. And now, home fans have got their tails up. It's a really good free kick. It's a long way out, but the whip and bend on it is excellent. Not sure if Meslier does actually keep it out. Just looking at a replay now, but ends up in the back of the net. Sub has scored, and now makes our job that much more difficult.
Yeah, I think Meslier did keep it out. Rolled up his body and off a leg, and then Helik followed in. Well, I did say when he came on, he was the guy, potentially from set pieces. Gives me no pleasure to see that comes to be the case. So Leeds have it all on here now, as expected. This is proving to be a tough fixture.
Really is. You look back to the start that we made and the opportunity for Kamara to score, then Summerville to score after 3 or 4 minutes. Score that. Certainly a different game, but now that much tougher.
Rodon, edge of the penalty area for Leeds, goes wide right side to Gray. Runners setting off through the middle as Gray carries it down the right for Leeds. Gnonto now, on to Gray, who's on the byline. Leeds will have a corner kick here. Nice link-up play between Gnonto and Gray down that Leeds right. So there is a set-piece chance for Leeds to throw the players up from the back. Summerville goes over to take it.
Excellent 1-2, wasn't it? Burgzorg actually defends really well to go back with Archie Gray.
So Summerville to put the ball into the Huddersfield penalty area. Heads go up in the middle, it's headed up in the air, it drops down, still in the box. Little push from Jorginho on Pearson there, and that will be a Huddersfield free kick, and they have the chance to get the ball well away from that penalty area.
Well, home side tails are up, aren't they? The blue and white striped shirts were attacking that ball in the area.
Nicholls comes out to the box, prepared to take the free kick. A lot of noise from the Huddersfield fans now, as you would expect. Nicholls re-spots the ball. There'll be no hurry to get this game going again here. Over 3 of the added minutes have now elapsed. Firpo header. Hogg. Firpo puts it up into the Huddersfield half, headed away by Leeds, and then Kamara. Summerville sees the ball loop up. Oh my word, that's an elbow on Firpo.
What is that?
And it's Hogg, and he's off.
He's off. Of course he is.
Hogg put his elbow into the face of Firpo there.
Guys are dope.
And Hogg's gone. There's no question. We have the perfect line of vision on that one.
Just the way that he's playing Hogg, you can see that happening all day long. Really was silly. He's been charging around the place, winning foul after foul. Really bad one initially on Summerville, and here it is, elbow bang right in the jaw. Yeah, elbow right in the jaw. Just silly. And that's what was going to happen. So now down to 10. Things change again.
Well, you know what? I think how the game shapes up now, don't you? Doesn't this become Huddersfield defensive shape? Leeds invited to just press.
Well, it's keep the ball, move it, left to right, right to left, get them shifted around, run the legs off them, find that space. Always should be a spare man. Keep playing at a tempo. That's the important thing. Sometimes against 10 men you think, oh, okay, now this is quite straightforward, but no, you've got to keep moving extremely quickly. Then you get your advantage later on in the game.
I watched Hogg in the tunnel before the game, and he looked like he was really pumping himself up there. No movement, eyes closed.
Yeah, but it's pumping yourself up and then being absolutely stupid. I mean, it's called controlled aggression for a reason. That's exactly what you want, to control what you're doing. Be really aggressive in the tackle, of course, but he's just been stupid aggressive.
Firpo's back on. Leeds on the edge of the Huddersfield box. Bamford. It's pushed off to Gray. Now Gnonto. Gnonto looking towards the area, going into the area. Gnonto can't get round the fullback, and Gnonto just leaned into him there.
Yeah, good defending.
And he's given away a free kick. And the game stops again. And Huddersfield have the chance once more to clear the ball from their own penalty area. Yeah,
Brodie Spencer there does well, reads where Gnonto is going to go. Gets his body in the way. Gnonto hacks away from behind. Going to be a free kick, and it was.
Little conflab going on down below.
Just trying to work out which formation is best. How can they fill the gap in that central area that Hogg has vacated?
Arm is raised by Lee Nicholls, who prepares to play the ball forward. Still got just under 3 minutes of the added time period to go here. The rain comes down again. Rodon far side. Second time, Rudoni. And then Firpo,
great ball,
manages somehow to get it to Summerville, who goes wide to his left to Jorginho. Jorginho's up in that Huddersfield half, into the path of Summerville, although he didn't get there. Rudoni did, but Leeds are giving it back again. Firpo, now Jorginho. 10 yards outside the Huddersfield penalty area. Great ball wide, if Gray can keep it in. Well, it was a big if, and the answer is he can't, and it sails beyond him and out for a throw-in.
I think you can already see the pattern, though, the second half, can't you, that Huddersfield are going to have it more difficult trying to keep the ball and get up the pitch. When they give it away, we'll be on top of them and we'll find a bit of space to work in. Just need our passing a little better.
2 minutes of the added time to go. It's been a busy period. Goal was scored right as we moved into the added time, and then a sending off has come in that as well. Another Huddersfield throw in over on that far touch line. Now the sun comes out here at the John Smith Stadium as the rain continues to fall. Spencer with a throw down the touchline. Pings off the head of Gray and drops kindly for Burgzorg, who's on the edge of the Leeds penalty area now, surrounded by pink shirts. Still has the ball, the Huddersfield attacker, and then there's a foul by Gruev, who just was kind of lured into that one, wasn't he?
Not often I say Gruev mistimes a challenge, but that one certainly was mistimed. Burgzorg has done well to actually be going nowhere, but no support. And wins his side a free kick.
So there's danger for Leeds here with a minute of the added 9 remaining. It's another chance for Huddersfield to put the ball into this Leeds penalty area. Thomas is inevitably the man who's gone over there to take it. We've seen him whip them in from that side numerous occasions already this lunchtime. And he has the chance to do it again now with that big number 5, Helik, waiting in the middle, hands on hips. Thomas, in it goes. Headed past the first man, comes out for Rudoni. His shot is blocked on the edge of the area. Jorginho's back there defending for Leeds. Can't win the ball from Burgzorg, and the touch is off Jorginho. So now Huddersfield, in the last 20 seconds of this first half, have a corner kick.
Another great delivery from Thomas as well. It really is difficult to defend those sort of balls. They're just whipped in. They missed the first man. Plenty of pace on it.
That's what he's good at, Silver Thomas. I saw him getting the Player of the Month award before the game here for Huddersfield. But that's very much one of his strengths, and he's got the chance to do it again here with this corner kick. Whipped in towards the far post, headed down, and it goes straight into the hands of Meslier on the goal line. And that was a chance. Gray for Leeds. Added time on the end of the added time as Summerville chases a through ball, and it's hooked into touch, and that may take us just about to the end of this first half of play. Firpo forward to take the throw in. Referee just checking with fourth official. Game goes on. Leeds in possession in the Huddersfield half. The whistles tell you Huddersfield fans want the end of this one. Jorginho to Summerville, left side of the penalty area. Summerville plays it back to Jorginho. Shoots goalwards! Just drifts beyond the far post. And that was inches away from getting Leeds level.
It certainly was. Summerville actually had the option of Firpo on the left, who was way open, but went for Jorginho instead.
So the half-time whistle goes here. It's been some battle, this West Yorkshire derby, and Huddersfield Town have got themselves a lead, but they've lost themselves a man. So that may give Leeds real hope and optimism for a second half, but they're going to have to work very, very hard to get anything from this game.
Yes, they certainly are, but we got exactly what we expected here. A full-blooded encounter, a derby, and a Huddersfield side who are certainly well organised, confident, and really made it difficult for us. We had a couple of opportunities early on. We didn't take the one, certainly in the 3rd or 4th minute, could have put us one up. But after that, I must admit, Thomas, those free kicks have been dangerous. They managed to get one goal from it, but getting Hogg sent off, that was always going to happen. And I think the second half, well, things could change, but we need to make them change. All to come in the second half.
Yep, lots more for Leeds to do to get something from this game. Half-time scoreline here. It's Huddersfield Town 1, Leeds United 0.
At the break, it is Huddersfield 1, Leeds United 0 at the John Smith Stadium. Jermaine Beckford, not the 4-0 that we saw here at Ellen Road a while ago this season. Quite disappointing, really, that to head into the break, having conceded and be a goal down.
Yeah, I think Daniel Farke will be disappointed, especially because of the amount of possession we had, like 74-75% possession. But we've gifted Huddersfield an opportunity to have 5 shots on target. They've had 8 shots in total, and we've battered them in terms of the ball retention, the ball possession, moving the ball. However, the other side of that is Huddersfield are breaking the game up really, really well. So they're playing really dirty football and stopping us get into our natural stride of things, and it's frustrating. And you can see Daniel Farke on the touchline. You can see him getting visibly agitated with the tough nature of the tackles. The players are getting annoyed as well because there's unnecessary challenges going in that are far too... They're never going to win the ball, and the challenges are too tough. They're too hard, you know. And they've had a couple of players. Hogg obviously was sent off right at the end of the first half. But
yeah, we'll have a look at that shortly.
But there should be more players that are in that same sort of situation based on the way that Huddersfield have set the game up today.
Yeah, we'll have a look at those shortly, Bex, and we'll talk more about what Huddersfield's game plan is. But first, let's have a look at that goal that came from Mikhail Helik, who is the same goal scorer that scored here at Ellen Road in the second half, got their consolation goal. This was really frustrating, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was indeed. It's frustrating more so because of the defending. The players did relatively well to make sure they were around the initial player that won the header, but then the only player that reacted well was Helik, and he's sharp off the mark. It's frustrating because we've been completely dominating the game. Positional sense. You look at how many players are in the 6-yard box. We've got more than enough players to deal with that threat. But it's just not. Sometimes the ball doesn't fall your way, but you've also got to make sure that you follow the ball in. Yeah,
we could see Daniel Farke's face. He was sat down, slumped down, not impressed at all with that.
No, not at all. It's definitely something that he would have looked at. The way that Huddersfield played against Watford, he would have told the players, "Look, this is a local derby, so they're going to be up for it as well." You look at the form, the run that we've been on as a club. They're going to want to be the team to break that up as well. It just doesn't seem to. We can't seem to break them down and really get the clear-cut opportunities that we've been able to create earlier on in the season.
Yeah, they're quite frustrating, aren't they? And look,
very much so.
You mentioned that red card that Jonathan Hogg got, and deservedly so. Let's have a look, shall we, at the yellow cards that led to that. And Bex, like you say, wholly deserved this. He was kind of questioning it, but for no valid reason.
Yeah, exactly. You see, this is the first one, a challenge from behind. It's a yellow card all day long. But this one here is absolutely disgusting. Based on where the referee is as well, the referee's got a clear view of Jonathan Hogg, of his eye line, of his arms, what he's thinking, what he's going to do. He gives him a second yellow. That's a straight red card. Yeah. That's a straight red card challenge. And, Junior Firpo manages to get himself up not too long after the elbow. But that's been his game plan the whole time. You look at this one at the edge of the box, Kasumu, Kasumu, sorry. I think he has a genuine attempt to try and have a shot at goal. He gets booked for it. Pearson should have been sent off for this challenge going down the back of Crescencio Summerville's calves. Like, he's midway up the back of his calf. The ball's moved away from Summerville's feet. It's nowhere near. That's another straight red card.
It's so frustrating when you're watching that and seeing how dirty they've played at times, isn't it?
It's frustrating, but you expect better from the referee, from the linesman as well, from the officials, because they should all position themselves in an area where they've all got a clear sight of every single challenge, every 50-50, to make it easier on the referee to manage the game, to ref the game. But it almost seems like he was out on his own, and his position in that instance wasn't ideal.
Look, as expected, we had a fair few chances. We'll have a look at them now. Yep. It's just, I'm going to use the word frustrating again, that none of them have come to fruition in that first half, Bex, in the way we know they can.
I know. And it's not like the build-up play hasn't been fantastic, especially for the Summerville chance. There were a lovely, intricate pattern of play. The ball falls to Kamara inside the 18-yard box from a cutback from Gnonto, and I expected him to hit it first time with the inside of his right foot, because that's just how it sat. He had a great opportunity to. He took a touch, and by that time the two defenders came across. He thought, right, I'm going to try and find Summerville, who's in bags of space. He does manage to get a shot off, but the shot ricochets off both of his legs, and unfortunately comes to nothing. Meslier has been fantastic in goal. He had a couple of great saves as well, kept us in the game.
Yeah, we say that all the time about Ilan. He doesn't always have to work hard, but when he does, he works smart when he has to save.
When he knows that he's being called upon, he finds himself in the right place at the right time, more times than not this season. And that's definitely been a situation that we found. He made a double save off the back of Huddersfield's corner. Two really good saves as well, incidentally. But there was a moment where Kamara picked the ball up. The ball was bouncing inside the attacking half. He tries to side foot volley it back to Archie Gray, and the ball's he passes it to the wrong team, basically. And Archie Gray makes an absolutely fantastic tackle to get back in on the edge of the 18-yard box. And that's why Archie is in the team, you know, because of the hard work, because of the honesty, and because of the tough tackling that he gives this team.
Yeah, he's completely phenomenal, isn't he?
Fantastic.
I mean, not even for such a young player, for any player. He's fantastic.
Yep.
What's Daniel Farke going to be saying to the lads right now, Bex?
He'll be frustrated, but he won't put that pressure on the players. He'll get them to revert back to what we've been doing in the last couple of games, especially. Keep it simple, get the ball doing the work, get the ball moving, because if the ball's moving, the opposition don't have an opportunity to foul you or get anywhere near you. If they're able to do that quickly enough and be ruthless, get shots off on target, that's where we're going to find our success from.
It's almost more difficult because we're not used to being in this scenario now. It almost feels
goal behind.
It almost feels more difficult now, doesn't it, than ordinarily?
Yeah, it does. But again, I revert back to how much possession we've had. We've had 75-ish% possession. Now they've had one of their key players, their captain, sent off as well. Somebody that is used to drawing the players all over the pitch, pulling them in, conversing with them, almost dictating where everybody needs to be. He's no longer on the pitch. So that should form a better opportunity for us to create a little bit more space and create one or two more clear-cut opportunities. But the most important thing is that we take them. That's what we have to do.
The other thing we always speak about is the fitness of this Leeds United side as well. And we know that they can keep going and going and going. Yep. And that relentlessness is going to be so important in the second half like this, Bex.
It definitely is. But I expect work rate to be first and foremost. That's basics for this Leeds United team under Daniel Farke. You also look at the strength in depth that we've got, the players that we've got on the bench as well. You know, we saw Dan James warming up not too long ago. Jadon Anthony, there are players on the bench that can come on and create chances, create opportunities and be the difference that we also need. So it's not a matter of getting worried or panicked within the first 15-20 minutes of the game. It's a matter of doing the simple things well, that old cliche, and then 15, 20, 25 minutes into the second half, start piling even more pressure on them. But if we could get a nice early goal, I can guarantee they're going to start crumbling. Yeah,
we say that so often, don't we? And you're absolutely right. Look, they know, we spoke about it ahead of this game, they know the quality and confidence that they have within themselves. So even though they're going to be disappointed, there isn't going to be panic in that dressing room right now.
No, not at all. They'll be looking at themselves saying, right, what have I done? What can I do better? Okay, no problem. Let me rectify the wrongs. Let me make sure that I don't make those mistakes again. And when I see an opportunity to pass the ball to a player that's in a better position, a clear-cut opportunity, I'm going to give it nice and early, punch it into them, and then back them up or get around them and find themselves in the danger areas.
And Bex, in terms of changes, at what stage in the second half and positionally, who do you think Daniel Farke would think actually will bring some subs on? I
don't think we'll see any changes for 10, 15, 20 minutes, but I do think we will see Dan James. I do think we will see Jadon Anthony at some point, and quite possibly one or two others. I'm not entirely sure based on what we've seen so far. Joel Piroe could be one of those players as well.
Well, the teams are heading back out now for a big second half over at the John Smith Stadium. Let's hand back over to our commentary team this afternoon with Bryn Law and Tony Doringa.
He's into the area, goes past another, and then a wild swing of the left boot, and the ball slices crazily over towards the far touchline. And from a good position inside the penalty area, terrific approach play, and the shot was awful.
Oh, crikey, what can I say about this one? I mean, that is amazing play, isn't it? Inside the box, little touches, trying to get a challenge from a defensive player, but skips through them all. But just when you want to show some composure, I'd like to say he hit the corner flag, but he didn't. He missed that by 10 yards wider still. So brilliant play, apart from the finish.
Ampadu for Leeds. Gray. Firpo keeps it in, gets it back off Gruev. Pushes it down the touchline for Summerville. Summerville to Firpo, gets it into the middle. Gnonto almost got in ahead of Spencer, but it's cleared away from the edge of the box. Kamara's battling there with Matos. Kamara goes down, loses out. Huddersfield come forward. Poor ball. Thomas ain't getting anywhere near that. Rodon beats him to it comfortably. And a chance for a counter-attack is lost, and Leeds have possession back again with Gruev out to Gray. Back into Rodon.
Opportunity there to actually put it in behind the Huddersfield defence. They're not going to be coming out high up the pitch very often.
Kamara, Summerville. Heavy touch robbed, and Thomas has it for Huddersfield. Crosses the halfway line for the home side now. Still going, Thomas. Pokes the ball forward, and it comes off Gray for a corner kick. So just the direct approach from Sorba Thomas there pays dividends.
It does, and this is what they'll be looking for, just the odd set piece now and then to try and nick a second.
So Leeds have to defend as we move into the 4th minute at the start of this second half. Huddersfield have gambled and pushed the central defenders up. Kept a couple, 3 outside the penalty area. Thomas will take this in swinger. Deep it goes towards the far post. Rodon gets up, and it'll drop for Archie Gray beyond him. And Gray just clears it long, and it bounces twice in the Huddersfield half, and then it's cleared into touch over underneath the TV gantry for a Leeds United throw-in on the halfway line.
Bizarre from Spence, just let it roll across him and give it back to the keeper. Instead he's given it back to us.
Gruev. Now Rodon. Now Bamford for Leeds down the right side. Bamford just checks back to Rodon. Into the centre circle to Ampadu. Ampadu sends it wide to Summerville. Rudoni goes across to mark him. Summerville attacks the edge of the penalty area. Summerville goes past 1-2 challenges, and it comes to the near post, but Nicholls is in there well ahead of Patrick Bamford, and the keeper gathers the ball and then runs it up to the edge of the penalty area, then delivers a long kick because he's seen the run of Thomas, but so has Gray, and he's taken it down expertly on his chest, Archie Gray. Could have headed that forward, but didn't. He controlled it, keep possession. 95%
of players would have done exactly that and head it forward, not Archie.
Gnonto, little bit of space for Gnonto down this right for Leeds United. A step over, another one, then into Gray, and then back to Gruev. Inevitably, Huddersfield just retreat to a space in front of the penalty area, actually in the penalty area now, as Summerville is just outside the box. Comes in field, Summerville. Attempted shot, pass rather, is intercepted by Matos, but Firpo has space for the cross, and it takes a deflection, it goes behind, and it's a Leeds corner.
That's all we need to do, just keep moving the ball quickly, find the space, find the open man. And eventually we will find Summerville, we will find Gnonto, Jorginho in those spaces. Someone needs to get out there and take the corner kick, by the way.
Yeah, Summerville's taking his time over heading in that general direction. Now he's getting there. So Summerville will take the corner for Leeds, first of this second period for the away side. Summerville just respots the ball and takes it short to Gnonto, and it comes out to Kamara. They're all still in the box. Gruev on the edge, played into Summerville, tips it back to Gruev. Now Gnonto, Leeds moving it in the penalty area. Gnonto can't get his cross. Thomas has blocked it, and then frustratingly there's a foul conceded, and Huddersfield can get up the park and get the ball a long way into that Leeds half.
I mean, all the Huddersfield fans are trying to say that is a booking and they want more, but it's just ridiculous. They feel the referee has harshly adjudged their players and their fouls. I think when they watch later the highlights, they'll realise that the referee's actually just about got everything spot on.
So Nicholls will take the free kick for Huddersfield, who've sent everybody up into Leeds half. The goalkeeper, right-footed, sails over towards the far touchline, stays in play. Ampadu just puts it up in the air. Matos, and then Kamara heads it down. Now there's space for Leeds. And Jorginho whips the ball forward for Gnonto to chase. Can he get to it in time to keep it in? The answer is no, not quite. It was a good delivery from Jorginho, but there was just a tiny bit too much pace on it, and it rolled away from Gnonto and out for a throw. On this near side, it's the Northern Irish international Spencer. Ball in hand, taking a little time over throwing it forward. Still hasn't made any kind of movement to do that. Finally, it comes down the line. Gray gets a foot in, comes out for another throw-in. So Spencer will step a little further up the line to take this one. Again, feels the necessity to wipe moisture off the ball in his shirt. All part of the ritual that you'll see develop as Huddersfield have this lead to defend still here. Still hasn't taken the throw-in. Now he has. Burgzorg and Rodon. Gray. Gruev. Jorginho. Gnonto tight to the touchline. Nutmegs there, and he's blocked off, and he goes down, touching his face, and then Jorginho leans into the back of Matos, and it's the second of those two challenges, not the first, that's called a free kick. Gnonto holding his nose as if he's taken a whack there, but it's free kick to Huddersfield on the halfway line. Thomas plays it down the channel instead of going through the middle to Burgzorg. Looks at the penalty area, goes outside of Gray, but Gray's done really well to use his strength to hold him off there. And then when the ball comes towards Jorginho, Matos straight into touch, dives in. He's only 19, Matos, so he's one of those who will be seeing how well he keeps his head amidst the heat of this West Yorkshire derby in this second half. Huddersfield one in front, but one man down.
You imagine Matos as well playing in that holding midfield role. Got a big job to do. Jorginho will be in and around him for most of this second half.
Two young guys up against each other. Summerville knocks wide to Firpo. Back to Summerville. Leeds making progress towards the edge of that penalty area. Firpo maybe can pick a cross out from the far side. Goes in near post to Bamford. Bamford can't control. And the ball spins behind. And he goes to retrieve it and spot it up on the edge of the 6-yard box so that Nicholls isn't able to go through the pantomime routine of trying to find the ball.
Well, look at him now. He's doing everything. He walked off the pitch. He went to his own supporters. Now he's trying to say, where is everyone? Now he's moving the ball. This is going to be, you're right, a constant theme.
55 minutes have gone. Huddersfield are in front and their fans are in good spirits. Leeds fans quiet, uncharacteristically quiet. As Leeds try and come out of a little battle scene over on the far side there. Rudoni, and then the ball is played infield and there's a foul on Rudoni by Ampadu. So Huddersfield again get the chance of a free kick in the Leeds half. And play is to our left rather than our right.
Yeah, and I think this one at least is a long way away from our goal. So the angle for Thomas going to whip it in isn't anywhere near as good, but he certainly is getting over the ball and wanting to take it.
The drum beats. It's not a full house today. We can see spaces, particularly behind the goal that Meslier is defending. And the free kick. Well, Rudoni's laces have come undone. Would you believe it? So Rudoni is now tying his laces up here. And the referee, I think, is indicating that Rudoni is still struggling with those laces, the poor lad. That's okay, they're fixed now. Immediately races away from the free kick position. Thomas into the penalty area. Up it goes in the air from Jorginho. Bamford can't clear the edge of the area. Shot comes in from just outside the box from Kasumu. Always rising, and over the crossbar it goes.
Decent delivery though, in again, isn't it? This is better, we've got to get it in play quickly.
Gnonto halfway line. Now Rodon. Huddersfield enjoying the backing of fans who've not had an awful lot to shout about this year. This season, certainly, as the ball goes behind from an Archie Gray misplaced ball.
Look where Nicholls is running out. I mean, the keeper's just ridiculous. He's just gone past the ball. Really out the box. He's now coming back again.
Connor Roberts is ready to join the action for Leeds United. He's been summoned back to the dugout down below. As Nicholls still hasn't taken his goal kick. Now he has. Burgzorg underneath it. Plays it to Rudoni. Laid off for Koroma. And then he plays it forward for Rudoni to chase. Ampadu's in front of him. Ampadu can't keep the ball in play. It goes out for a Huddersfield corner. And it's the straightforward stuff that's causing the issues at the moment. Ball down the channel. And Ampadu concedes a corner.
It is. That's what they're after, just those set pieces, and they certainly are dangerous. Thomas going across again, and it is, you're right, Connor Roberts was going down to warm-up. I just wonder, do we need the likes of Gruev in midfield with a man extra, a holding man? I'm not sure we do, so let's see if that changes.
Leeds ready to make a change, but not before this corner kick they have to defend here. Thomas, outswinger, heads up, goalwards, just wide. Helik was there again, and Helik and Lees between them, causing problems in the middle for Leeds United. Header just drifted past the post.
Certainly was. Once again, a good ball in. It was Pearson or not, but let's see how we can change this game.
Rodon for Leeds United. Not really created anything of note in this second half. Gruev, now Gray. Back it goes to Rodon halfway line. Ampadu. Left side Firpo. Infield Kamara. Back to Firpo. Gives it back to Kamara. Short balls, all of these. And again to Gruev. Rolled off for Rodon. Gnonto's this near side of the penalty area. Comes inside. Gnonto across the D. Goes to Kamara. To Firpo. And then it goes to Summerville. Puts it back into the middle from where it's cleared away. Summerville got in behind there. Bamford was in the middle waiting. Defender got in between the two of them.
Yeah. Just looking down, James and Piroe are stripped as well.
Firpo. Back it goes to Summerville. Summerville on to Jorginho. Drifts past challenges. Still going Jorginho. Kamara, little back heel, doesn't quite arrive at the feet of Summerville inside the penalty area there. Again, appeals for something. Long ball just played up for Burgzorg. Rodon and Ampadu are there with him. Rodon does really well. Gets it back to Meslier. And now it comes out to Ampadu. Now Leeds have got extra bodies because Thomas had pushed up and Burgzorg's a long way up the pitch. Remember, Huddersfield down to 10 anyway. Firpo with the ball wide to Summerville. Moves it on and then moves it back, and then it's directed out of play by Rudoni's foot. Past the hour mark here. Changes by Leeds now. Triple substitution from Leeds United. So James, Roberts and Piroe are all coming on for the away side. Kamara is coming off. That's the first number up, the 8. And then the second sees Gnonto coming off. And then the third change we'll see Archie Gray replaced by Connor Roberts. So Daniel Farker, edge of the technical area, triple substitution.
Certainly is. And of course, one of the midfielders has to go off, but Farke's decided to go top heavy with attackers, hence why Gruev will stay on. The rest is on you go. Get us those goals.
James gets his first touch down the Leeds right. Infield to Piroe also getting his first touch, and Roberts also now. In it goes to Dan James. Touch is too heavy. Matos takes it off him. Matos sets off on a run for Huddersfield here. Still going. Leeds are chasing back as Matos stumbles over the halfway line. Falls to the floor as if exhausted.
He went down in stages there, didn't he?
Yes. Just tripped, and it took another 6 feet before he actually hit the deck. Leeds have the ball back with Ampadu. Short onto Gruev. Runs through the middle, but Gruev just carries it forward instead. Now he tries to play it through a gap that didn't really exist, and Bamford tackled heavily as he was trying to get to it. Stays down. Gets up. Connor Roberts' header. James stoops in ahead of Spencer. The ball is just spinning around in... Oh, Jorginho, daft challenge. Went through the back there of Matos, and
the crowd's got him that. The crowd has got the yellow card there for Jorginho. Every single foul. He is getting a huge roar from the home support. Referee has succumbed.
The home fans enjoy the sight of the first yellow card of the afternoon for a Leeds player, having seen 4 plus a red offered in the direction of their own players. So Jorginho just showing a little bit of frustration there, perhaps. The obvious free kick conceded. Nicholls has come miles out of his penalty area to take it, offering Huddersfield the chance to operate with that, effectively with that extra man up front. As it goes long and wide, over the head of Firpo, into the penalty area. Rodon nods it calmly back into the hands of Meslier. Anthony and Byram return to the dugout as Gruev carries the ball forward. Then cuts it wide to Firpo. Infield to Gruev. Now Rodon. Now James on the touchline. Dan James helps it onto Piroe. Piroe on the byline. Gets it back into the middle to James. Puts it up in the air. Jorginho challenging there. And again, leaned into, he's got to be careful, Jorginho. He's just been yellow carded moments ago. And he leans into his opponent, Pearson, there, and concedes a free kick. And it was all a little predictable, to be honest.
Yeah, it certainly is. And he's just half a yard late, Jorginho. Sometimes just got to kind of let that go. You're not going to get there.
Some discussions going on between the two dugouts down below us here. Daniel Farke, hands in pockets, not happy about something. And Andre Breitenreiter returns to his technical area. Saw his side come back from a goal down at Watford last weekend to win. Here, a goal in front, but defending comfortably at the moment, it has to be said. Goalkeeper has not had much to do in this second half. Leeds from the halfway line now. Summerville puts it up and over the top. Jorginho, and then the keeper does come out the penalty area, well, to the edge of the penalty area, I should say, and actually does end up out to the penalty area, but he manages to keep the ball in it as he slides beyond it.
Well, certainly better play down the left-hand side, but actually good keeping as well, because he come out a long way, read the danger in plenty of time. But I'm with you, 20 minutes in this second half. Nicholls has had nowhere near enough to do. We should be at least raining a couple of shots in. We haven't done.
Ampadu with a second header. Oh, Jorginho caught by Matos, but the game comes forward with Leeds United in possession. Advantage played. James up to the edge of the box, tries to put it into the area. Will it break back for Dan James? It does, and then Piroe was lurking. He couldn't get to it. Ampadu comes space to the middle for Gruev. Huddersfield defending doggedly, and Leeds are forced back into their own half. Looked like a heavy challenge by Matos on Jorginho.
He's just looked at Matos as well.
The game hasn't stopped since.
Yeah, exactly. It hasn't stopped. I wonder what he's going to do.
Maybe another card yet. Summerville. Back it goes to Firpo. Back to Summerville. It's a stretch to control.
Yeah, but it's poor ball. That's the problem. The passing. It's just because you're an extra man, everything's easy, but it's not. Just straying half a yard here and there.
It's got to be moved around quickly, hasn't it,
Yeah,
to take full advantage here. Whereas it's like a training session at the moment with Leeds in the role of attackers. Huddersfield all back behind the ball as James gets it into the penalty area to Roberts. Roberts across the middle, and in it goes from Patrick Bamford. Slides in, turns the ball in, and Leeds have opened Huddersfield up to really good effect finally in this second half. And it's all square again. Huddersfield 1, Leeds United 1.
Fantastic play. A couple of subs combine extremely well down this right-hand side. And Lemon has just fired into that danger area. You want your number 9 on the end of it, making that run. And Bamford gets there superbly well. Slides in, right foot in the back of the net.
Connor Roberts doing great work there. Not picked up in the penalty area. And that space was utilised to excellent effect. So now Leeds have 22 minutes to stick out their task and keep going forward. And those Leeds voices, pretty much the first time, in fairness, that we've heard the travelling fans away to our right.
Well, to be honest, they haven't had too much to shout about, have they?
Absolutely right.
Yeah, it's been tough. The home side have played well.
Slowly but surely
we're getting
surging forward, and now there's space for James on the edge of the penalty area. James takes on his man, trying to get to the byline. Tackle is made, and it'll be a corner to Leeds. Much better now. Space with Dan James really having a go. Just a pure winger's roll down this right-hand side, offering himself as an option.
And even with the extra man, you know, sometimes you think you have to find him. You still, one-on-one, take him on. Go and do what you'd normally do. And when James does get it, then why not? Knock it past him. Just try and whip that ball in.
James there to take the corner kick for Leeds. In front of the Leeds United supporters. Bamford in the middle as the ball goes up over the head of Jorginho. Rodon came in at the back post. Suspicion of a push perhaps in there, but the referee saw nothing wrong. Leeds get a throw in on the far side. Rodon goes wide to Summerville. He's level with the edge of the Huddersfield box. Summerville looks into the penalty area, but then plays it away from the box to Connor Roberts. He's down Leeds right, onto James again. James with Spencer in front of him. Helps it on to Piroe. Piroe looks to get it into the penalty area. It'll be a corner if it goes.
It's a corner.
Well, the touch was off a Huddersfield player.
It's a corner.
We could see that one quite clearly here.
Now, if we can see it from here, the referee's assistant is that side. He's just looking on. What is he looking at?
I think that was partly the reason why Piroe let it go, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Leeds miss out on a one call there for sure. 20 minutes to go. 1-1. What a big 20 minutes in the terms of the Leeds season. Nicholls with the goal kick beyond Ampadu. Gruev has it. Now Piroe has it. James was available wide right, but the shot was blocked well by Matos. Or the pass was blocked well by Matos. Beyond Jorginho, and it comes forward, and then a bit of a mix-up at the back for Huddersfield, but Thomas has it in a safe position for them in the Leeds half. Given away to Piroe. James is set off again. And James is chasing this against Spencer. Spencer slides in and does really well.
Good challenge.
Had to get that absolutely right, and did. And got the ball away from Dan James, otherwise he was in. Thomas, extravagant ball put up in the air, and it drops far side really well actually for Rudoni on his chest. Rudoni goes back into his own half, and then it goes back all the way to the goalkeeper Nicholls, who just boots it forward up into Leeds territory. Rodon underneath it, cushions a header wide for Ampadu. Ampadu goes back to Meslier. Meslier out to Rodon. Rodon wide right. James is the recipient again. Spencer's come in to try and close him down. This time James goes across the middle. Now Gruev just outside the centre circle. Gruev to Firpo. Now Summerville. Summerville's on the edge of the penalty area. White shirts in front of him as it's crossed in. Comes back to Summerville from the clearance. And then Rudoni helps it into touch, and it's a Leeds throw in.
It's a great ball, really is, from Summerville. And he's looking at the strikers in there and saying, well, come on, put it in that danger area. Roberts did it on the one side, Bamford was there. Piroe made the run, but didn't quite get there.
Changes for Huddersfield now. Headley coming on for them. And it's the left-back Spencer who's coming off. What a decent game. And then the second change sees Koroma come on, and he'll go up top. And he'll replace the lone forward Burgzorg.
Yeah, so Koroma just emptied the tank, won't he, for the last 20-odd minutes, just chasing around, trying to hold the ball up for them. Spencer coming off, a little surprised. I thought he actually did okay, but of course with James coming on, fresh legs, made a change.
So Koroma on. Got a pat on the back for Burgzorg. I'm not sure Burgzorg was entirely happy about being subbed. I'm not sure his manager, Andre Reitenbreiter, was entirely happy with his reaction either. He had a long, hard look at him as he headed for his seat. Rodon, well up in that Huddersfield half, as is Ampadu. Gets the ball off him now. Leeds are all pushed right forward here. Summerville, 10 yards outside the Huddersfield penalty, and now further out. There's Ampadu to Gruev. Through the referee to Rodon. Rodon has to check back as Koroma comes across to mark him. Gives it to Ampadu. This is all in the Huddersfield half still. Ampadu stepping forward, infield to Piroe. Piroe has James. He tries the shot. And as they say, always rising. James was in some space to his right-hand side, but Piroe saw a chance, took his chance. It turned out it wasn't a chance.
Not quite sure that was the right option. Very long way out.
Leeds don't want to let the momentum drop here, do they?
Exactly.
17 to go.
And just by keeping the tempo high, you actually get your rewards later on in the game. It's the end of the game where suddenly the spaces become huge because you ran them ragged. If you keep it in front of them, make it easy for them, they have that much more energy to survive.
All over the top. Summerville was offside as he got beyond Matos. So the flag is raised. Huddersfield free kick. Helik stands over the ball. Goes back to the keeper. Well, was going to go back to the keeper and then delays. And now looks to play it forward instead. But hasn't. Now he has. Drilled right-footed. Meslier waits for it to bounce. Doesn't pick it up first time. Chests it down instead. Completely untroubled by blue and white shirts in that penalty area. Now Ampadu gets the ball from Rodon, moves it over the halfway line to Summerville. Summerville goes back to Ampadu on the halfway line. He comes into the centre circle to Rodon. Rodon wide right side to James. James infield to Bamford. Bamford's gone back to the halfway line to Rodon. Closed down by Koroma, so he goes to Ampadu. Ampadu steps forward, goes to Summerville, hugging that left touchline for Leeds. Firpo beyond him, gets the ball now, gives it back to Summerville, into Bamford, little return ball, looking for Summerville, panic the defender into a hack behind there, so Leeds get a corner kick.
Absolute panic that, wasn't it, from Pearson? I thought Summerville clearly was getting in there. He wasn't really, he was a good yard away, but we'll take that now. Can we whip in a decent, dangerous ball into the box?
James is over on that side to take it, Dan James. Arm raised. In it comes. Heads go up. Bobbles around in the box. And Thomas, he's put it straight up in the air. It's going to drop back in the penalty area from a high height. Comes out for Connor Roberts. Diverts it to Jorginho, just outside the box now. Plays it into the advancing Roberts, who'll win another corner kick. Well, he hasn't. Apparently the final touch off Connor Roberts. Did really well, Connor Roberts, there to link up with Jorginho. But ultimately goes behind and it's a goal kick.
Yeah, I just thought the run from Roberts was a good one. So the ball was always on, but Jorginho, when he's in and around the box or he gets inside the box, that's where I think sometimes you'll leave him alone, let him produce his magic. That's where he can get some joy.
Could invite the challenge, couldn't he, in there? 14 left, 1-1. Nicholls with the goal kick. Gruev with a header. Now Jorginho has got a little pocket of space. Plays it out wide to Summerville. Chasing for the byline to get to this one. Cuts it back into the middle. It's cleared away from the edge of the 6-yard box by Helik. out of play for a throw-in to Leeds United. Firpo takes it off Jorginho, throws it back to Ampadu. Every Leeds player, outfield player, well up in that Huddersfield half. Rodon to the left to Firpo. Firpo further wide to Summerville. Looks at the penalty area, moves towards it, whips his cross in, and just James arriving at the back post, not there in time, and it sails out and behind for a goal kick.
It's unfortunate, decent, but that's the way. Just play with a bit more urgency. And there he drops the shoulder, comes inside and whips in a decent ball. Couldn't quite find a runner in the box.
Nicholls inevitably takes the ball from the far side of his goal to the other side of his goal to spot up the goal kick. And the players gather on the halfway line here. Nicholls with a right foot delivery forward. Heads up from Jorginho. Can't get it to Bamford. Lee's clear. Helped on in midfield by Koroma. But Connor Roberts is in there just to nudge it back to Meslier.
I'm not sure why Koroma's flicking it on, because he's the one that's supposed to be flicking it on too. But he's just running around there and trying to be a nuisance.
Ampadu. Crossfield pass from Connor Roberts. Urges Ampadu forward. Goes back to Firpo. Goes wide to Summerville. Summerville moving up to the edge of the area now. Comes back for Firpo. Plenty in the area. If they can get it in there, got to do that job first. Firpo and Summerville trying to combine here once more. Firpo looks like he's run down an alley. It's cleared out of the penalty area as far as Rodon. Ampadu keeps it in play. Koroma surrounded by Leeds shirts, and they work the ball around him as he chases gamely. Connor Roberts halfway line to Joe Rodon. To his left to Ethan Ampadu. Further down the line to Junior Firpo. Back it comes for Ampadu again. Runners in the box, but it goes wide left side to Firpo because there's space in front of him. Doesn't exist anywhere else. Ampadu, now Summerville. Summerville's an extra man over there. Couldn't get the ball past the defender. It comes back for Summerville again, close to the corner flag. Summerville, now he puts his cross in, but there's nobody waiting at the far post. They'd all gone near, and the ball has just taken a deflection on its way. It's been given as a corner kick, much to the consternation of those of a Huddersfield persuasion.
Got to be honest, I didn't see it. It must have been just a little nick, and the referee somehow spotted it, but I just look at the reaction of the Huddersfield players, and there's not a huge amount of appealing. So, corner kick, Dan James.
We're in the 80th minute. It's 1-1. Leeds United have a corner. Dan James is going to take it. James puts it into the penalty area. Heads up from Jorginho. Well, he'd risen above everybody else there, and he had a clear sight of goal, but he couldn't keep his header down, and it went straight over the crossbar.
It's a great leap. It really is. He's up there nice and early and strong. Got to say, when he gets there as well, should do slightly better. It's a firm header, but too high.
Nicholls with the goal kick. Ready to put that ball up into the Leeds half, which is where it arrives now. Rudoni infield. Piroe nods it back looking for Rodon over the halfway line. Cleared forward by Leeds. Rodon wins another header. Piroe's underneath it. Gives it back to Connor Roberts. Roberts looked like he was fouled there, but play goes on with Leeds in possession. Now Firpo down the left for Leeds. Summerville inevitably is further wide. Has the ball now and he carries it. Lots of men in front of him. On the edge into the penalty area. Still going Summerville. Tries the shot. Breaks off two Huddersfield players and out for a Leeds United corner.
Well, that time Summerville decides rather than putting in the box. The last two, no one's been on the end of them. You know what? I'll do it myself. So he cuts inside on that dangerous right foot. Fires at goal. Gets out another corner kick. I don't know how many it is now.
Inside the final 10 minutes. James with this corner from the other side. Curled in goalwards. Keeper punches up in the air and he gets good distance on the clearance. He stayed down. Nicholls is hurt here, the keeper. Don't know whether he got a knee in the back maybe, or it was as he landed. So he will require potentially some treatment. Yes.
Once again, it's a decent delivery in the box. Keeper comes through a load of players. Just seeing where exactly.
Landed on his arm, hasn't he? I think.
Well,
maybe shoulder.
He's holding his backside. I think we know what this is.
Well, the stretches duly appeared on the touchline again here. First time we've seen it in this second half.
Just to break the tempo up, momentum. We said that before, we need to try and keep it high. Huddersfield, well, they need to do the exact opposite. And this is one of the things they can do.
Keepers back up, so Nicholls will continue.
Well, I already sense a good few minutes of extra time, surely, in this second half.
8 just under remaining of the 90. Nicholls pulls his socks up, readjusts all his kit, and then finally is prepared to play the free kick forward into the Leeds half, out towards the far touchline, kept in play. Ampadu concedes a throw in. Rudoni takes it quickly. Foul throw that, back foot up. Nothing given. Leeds have the ball, so Piroe in possession in his own half, deep in his own half. Now Roberts can look forward. Runner from James, but Roberts has held it up instead. Still space for James on this near side. Piroe almost loses possession dangerously, but Leeds have it back with Rodon. Now Piroe again. Out to the left side for Summerville. He's on the edge of the box. He's into the box, Summerville. Looking for the space in the middle. Cleared away by Matos as far as Piroe. Piroe loses out to Rudoni, though. His touch was too heavy there. And Rudoni has the chance to set Huddersfield going forward, but Ampadu's back covering for Leeds. Helps it into Meslier. Meslier can give it quickly to Rodon, and Leeds can look to get straight back up the pitch. That's the aim of the exercise, increasingly now. Jorginho operating as a right winger for Leeds United. James is inside. Jorginho, 2 in front of him. Goes back to Connor Roberts. Roberts hooks it wide to Ampadu on the edge of the centre circle. Allowed to advance Ethan Ampadu. Plays it on to Firpo. Level with the edge of the Huddersfield box. Short ball returned from Summerville into Piroe in the area. Back to goal. Piroe, Summerville. Oh, he miscontrolled. And there's 3 Huddersfield shirts around him to make sure that when the ball bounced off him, they got it clear.
So many men, isn't there? Huddersfield around the ball, but Summerville certainly has been getting plenty more of it on that left-hand side. Hasn't quite been able to find the vital breakthrough.
85th minute. I think Leeds may be considering a Matteo Joseph appearance here. He's warming up now. Have the ball with Connor Roberts, but it's in the Leeds half. Now with Rodon. Rodon in the centre circle. Short ball to Connor Roberts, lively since he's come on. Roberts through the middle for Leeds at the moment, with a short pass to Ampadu. Steps forward, played on to Piroe. Piroe sweeps it into the path of Roberts, right through the middle. Up in that Huddersfield half is Ampadu. Now, edge of the area is Firpo. Firpo, low drive in, near post. Bamford was making the run again. And this one is kept out of goal and cleared as far as the head of Joe Rodon. On to Ampadu. Leeds keep all the lads up in the penalty area, as they have Connor Roberts through the middle. Ball played through the referee again there. And now Piroe looking towards the box. Jorginho gets the ball away from his marker. Tees it up for Firpo. Firpo plays it for Summerville. He's in the penalty area. Summerville trying to find the shot, and he's put it wide. Oh, that was a real chance for Summerville. Thought he'd done it all there, except for the finish.
I can't believe he put it wide. I was just waiting and waiting for the net to ripple. Brilliant play. We move it quickly. He comes inside. He finds that half a yard and somehow doesn't squeeze it inside the far post. It nicks the outside of the post. Oh.
So Leeds have made a change. Firpo's off and Anthony is on. So you would imagine Leeds are 3 at the back. Anthony to play down that left wing with 4 minutes to go of normal time here. All square, 1-1. Nicholls with a goal kick. Right foot ball over the halfway line. Jorginho. Now James. Controlled but lost by Summerville. Matos plays the ball into the path of Rudoni. Ampadu reads it, gets across him, but the ball comes off Ampadu for a Huddersfield throw-in, midway inside Leeds half. And Rudoni is just dropped the ball to the ground, and then there's a slow walk forward for the throw-in.
Now, this is the first time that Huddersfield have pushed so many men forward. Can we actually get it and get up the other end quickly?
Anthony a little lucky there. The ball went straight under his foot from the throw-in.
He knew what he was doing.
It also went straight through the Huddersfield player who stood behind him, and it went out for a goal kick. Ampadu for Leeds. Goes back to Rodon in the centre circle. James waits one side. Rodon stops and goes back to Ampadu instead. Again moves it forward. Matos comes to close him down. Connor Roberts for Dan James on the right for Leeds United. Full back in front of him, gives it back to Roberts. Roberts to Piroe. Leeds playing 15 yards outside the Huddersfield box, but not making any ground forward just yet. Ampadu. Out it goes to Anthony. Anthony, edge of the penalty area, whips his cross into the middle, beyond James. Big bodies in there, cleared out towards Piroe on the edge of the area. Gives it back to Anthony. Anthony under pressure from Rudoni. Leeds have it back with Summerville. Summerville comes inside again, but this time he's forced away from goal. Looked like he may have been caught there. Yeah. He says that to the referee. Connor Roberts has possession for Leeds. Now Joe Rodon does. We're inside the final 2 minutes here of the game. Summerville for Leeds United. In it goes to Jorginho. Jorginho skips away from the one challenge. Gives it wide to Dan James playing down the left for Leeds. James looking to get the ball into the middle. He does. Nicholls under no real pressure, but he punches clear. Rodon's come across, and Rodon's done really well to get the ball onto Bamford. Up against Thomas there. Bamford checks back to Gruev. Now Rodon. Rodon's going to retreat back into a more familiar defensive role as Piroe plays the ball out to Leeds left and Dan James. James to run at Rudoni. Gets the low ball in. And if anyone had got across the keeper, there was a real chance there, but they didn't, and the keeper picked it up on the edge of his 6-yard area.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little bit too tight to the keeper. But we moved the ball really well from left to right, right to left, but Huddersfield hanging on. We cannot find a clear opening.
Yeah, 90th minute now, as Nicholls gets the kick forward, and in fairness, Nicholls has been well protected since Leeds drew level. As the ball goes out for a Huddersfield throw-in, exactly where they wanted, up in the Leeds half, down their right. And the board will go up shortly. Summerville gives the ball on that far side to Pearson. Home supporters contribute by raising their voices. Down the line it goes. Anthony heads it forward but out. Another Huddersfield throw. More advanced position now. Pearson again delays, and we have 6 added minutes to play here. 9 at the end of the first half, 6 at the end of the second half. Leeds trying to smuggle it out of that position down by the corner flag. Piroe loses it though to Matos. Matos skips past a couple of challenges, but it breaks for Anthony. Still tight in there, and Leeds end up with a throw-in. Ampadu will deliver this one long up the line, just to try and get it out to there. Leeds need to be right up the other end of the park in these final 5 and a bit minutes. Oh, Ampadu, foul throw, surely. Wow. Well, referee's given nothing. He basically dropped it down in front. We got it all wrong. Jorginho. James comes round the other side of him. Does well. Wins the ball for Leeds. Looks up into the penalty area. And then, ultimately, second challenge comes in on him. Goes behind, and that will be a corner kick.
Oh, we had plenty of options in the box as well. If he could have just whipped it in a little earlier, but good defending in the end after, I must admit, the defender Headley made a right mess of it initially.
So James with a corner kick. Less than 5 added minutes to go. James curls it into the middle, headed across the box, comes out for Summerville over on the far side. Summerville curls it goalwards. Big appeal, well, half-hearted appeal actually for handball. The ball is just hacked out of play on that far side, and it will be a Leeds throw in, but right back towards the halfway line.
Oh, it's an excellent corner kick as well. I'm not quite sure how we didn't get a head on it.
Gruev on the halfway line. Gruev stops short to Roberts. Now Ampadu. Now Summerville. Summerville with a short pass wide to Anthony. Anthony back to Summerville. Leeds just trying to work it through here. Ampadu into the penalty area to Piroe. Piroe kept away from goal again well though by Matos. Now James, edge of the penalty area. James held up by the fullback, gives it back to Piroe. Piroe curls it into the box, but Rudoni will head that clear. Wasn't really the ball required, and suddenly Koroma, oh no, Gruev has been fouled by Koroma. Leeds have a free kick midway inside the Huddersfield half. They've taken it quickly, so no question of loading the box. They want to go at it with Anthony. I show too much of that to the defender, and Leeds get in a mess. Ampadu's got to chase this back. The ball has broken kindly for Koroma over on that far side. Koroma infield on the halfway line. Huddersfield moving it up into Leeds territory here, and then a free kick conceded by Anthony, and it's a head hits the desk moment really, because 3 of the added minutes have now gone and Huddersfield have a free kick up in that Leeds half.
Yeah, and Thomas is on the left-hand side, will jog slowly across to that right to take it. Well, he's not even jogging now. He's walking, and they are putting the big guys up. Leeds and Pearson.
Yeah.
Thinking maybe, can we nick this one?
So there's a line of players just outside the Leeds penalty area. Thomas prepares to cross the ball somewhere close to that Leeds box. Whips it in deep to the far post where the heads go up. It's come out for Dan James. Leeds will look to advance this one as quickly as possible. Bamford, oh, he's dragged back there. That'll be a yellow card and a free kick. Bamford have done great work to get the ball round the fullback who got into him, lunged into him, Headley. Leeds takes a quick free kick. He may be on, but he hasn't got it. Ampadu plays it to him now, but the door's been closed now. Anthony moves it, shuffles it forward, comes back to Ampadu. 2 to go. Ampadu into the penalty area. James was waiting at the back post, but the defender Headley got his head to it. Connor Roberts comes back for Rodon. Got to get to it sharpish. Gives it to James. Tries to play a return ball. Rodon was in the penalty area, but now the counter-attack is on for Huddersfield here if they take the opportunity. Thomas forced back by James to Lees. Big shout of man on, and Lees just panicked straight into touch from Tom Lees. And Leeds throw in just inside the Huddersfield half. Connor Roberts with a long throw. Jorginho's got him behind. He'll hold the ball on the byline. Jorginho trying to shake for a cross maybe. Still holding the ball here, Jorginho. Plays it again. Referee standing right in the middle of the play there. Ampadu now. We're almost into the last minute of the added 6. Rodon just carrying it forward. Edge of the area. Jorginho's in the box. Tees it up for James. Comes for Bamford. Sweeps his shot wide. And that was a chance. A chance for Leeds. And Bamford couldn't get it on target.
Well, it certainly was. James just helps it on when it comes to Bamford. Just got to try and hit the target, but always off balance, falling away. Left foot stab just unfortunately goes wide.
So, just over 30 seconds remaining here. The home fans feel their side's done enough to claim a point. And they are rising to their feet now as they await the goal kick from Nicholls. Long ball played up into Leeds territory. Ampadu wins a good header. Delivered back into the Leeds half though. Rodon wins a header. Delivered up in the air again. This time it'll break for Rudoni, and then it's broken for Sorba Thomas, just outside the penalty area. Goes into the penalty area, shoots wide, and it takes a deflection, and Huddersfield have a corner, and we're past the added 6-minute mark now.
Well, my home supporters are roaring their side on, sending the big guys up. We've got to defend this.
So everybody up in that penalty area, bar 2 outfield players. Corner to come in from the near side. Everybody stands. It goes in under the crossbar. Meslier punches it clear, and that's the end of the game. So Leeds' winning run in the Championship comes to an end here at Huddersfield. Down by a goal at half-time, but with a man advantage. Bamford got an equalising goal, but from that point on, Leeds had time, but could create the moment that would ensure a 10th successive victory. Just 1 point added. Could be an important point, but a little sense of frustration perhaps around the fact that that winning run is finished with this 1-1 draw. Full-time scoreline, it's finished Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the players out there as well, and a lot of tired bodies. Jorginho's down, Summerville's down, Bamford was as well. We weren't at our sharpest, were we? And certainly in that final third, didn't quite do enough. We still had chances though. Huddersfield put up a really good fight. Down to 10 men, I really thought second half we'd motor on and score 2 or 3. We got 1 back, but after that we laboured, and when we did have that 1 or 2 half chances, luck didn't go our way. Shaved the post as well, and Huddersfield somehow saw it out. So disappointing. However, we still didn't lose. Another point towards our target, and on we go.
Elsewhere in the Championship, there'll be a puff of the cheeks from those who follow Ipswich, Southampton and Leicester. The gap close for now, at least to 5 points on the team at the top. But Leeds would have been hoping it would have been down to a single game figure by the end of this one. Not to be. Leeds remain unbeaten in the league in 2024, but the winning run, well, that has come to an end. The players go and acknowledge the supporters behind the goal. A quick run back up the 62, and then we're all back in action so swiftly with Stoke City at Ellen Road on Tuesday night. Another big week lies ahead for Leeds United. Full-time scoreline here at Huddersfield. It's finished Huddersfield 1, Leeds United 1.
Not a groundbreaking Leeds United performance, but a point taken at the John Smith Stadium, where it ends Huddersfield Town 1, Leeds United 1. And Bex, in many ways, look, it feels disappointing because we know how good we are and we know what we're capable of. Yep. And it almost feels, you know, them going down to 10 men like a bit of an opportunity missed, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It was frustrating because towards the middle and the back end of the game, it felt like we lacked, I don't know, ideas and maybe a little bit of sharpness, match sharpness. Yeah, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. It almost fizzled out. And the second half was good in terms of the amount of opportunities we created, far more than the first half. But it was still not enough. The passing was a little bit too slow. It wasn't as quick as we become accustomed to seeing. We like to move the ball a little bit quicker. We like to see the players' energy. And the way Huddersfield defended, they just dropped really, really deep. And that's where we needed those creative players of ours to try and break them down and find those little spaces, the little gaps in between the lines to try and infiltrate. But we just didn't quite do that enough.
Yeah, and on those chances, like you mentioned there in the second half, Daniel Farkas said previously, before this run in 2024, about being clinical and efficient in that final third. Yep. And really, we just kind of hoped for more of that today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And you could tell by the substitutions that he made, he brought on a lot of the attacking players that we had as well, just to try and reinforce that message. But it wasn't quite possible. It frustrated me because as a former striker, I look at the positions of our attacking players when the ball's out wide, and I say, right, well, if the ball is out on the left side, I want to make sure that I can see the back of the defender. So as soon as we're about to cross the ball in, I'm getting in front of him, making sure that I get across the goalkeeper as well. And on a few occasions, we didn't quite do that enough. And I do feel like if we'd had somebody forcefully making those movements, we'd definitely have been able to get an opportunity to score at the near post, because a few of the crosses went in and the keeper had relatively comfortable saves.
Yeah, I mean, we did actually score a goal. I feel like we're overlooking that. We managed to get one goal, but unfortunately, so did Huddersfield. And theirs came from Helik in that first half. And like we said, didn't we, Bex, at the break, Daniel Farke will have just been so disappointed in this, as will the team, to be honest.
Yeah, again, it's about the reactions of the players as well when the corner comes in, the second movement. You know, you normally find people ball watching. You know, somebody wins a header and then everybody turns around and says, oh wow, let's see where this one goes. Follow it in. Make that a natural instinct, a natural reaction. And unfortunately on their goal, we didn't quite do that. And it was really good reaction from Helik to make sure that he was the first one to get there in front of goal. However, you know, the reaction that we saw from the Leeds United players was a positive one because they weren't afraid to get on the ball. The red card changed everything. One of their key players, their more vocal players, Hogg, ended up getting sent off for an elbow on Junior Firpo, a second yellow card, which should have 100% been a straight red card, by the way. It was a disgusting action, a disgusting act. And he tried to plead his innocence. It's mind-boggling.
Not having any of that, though.
Not having any of it.
Look, like I say, we did manage to get that goal from Patrick Bamford. How impressed were you with Connor Roberts in terms of the assist with this? And I want to get your thoughts on him in general anyway, what you've made of the time we've seen him.
Do you know what? I like him. I really like him. I think he's been a refreshing fullback for us in terms of he likes to find himself in really aggressive positions in the final third, mainly within the width of the 18-yard box when he's put a couple of crosses in to get his assists this season. And he does exactly the same again. Dan James put the ball into him. He made a lovely underlapping run, into the 18-yard box. And first time, without actually looking to see where anybody else is, he's keeping the movement nice and sharp, nice and snappy, flashed it across the 6-yard box. And Patrick Bamford, great positioning, got in front of the defender and got his goal. It's super easy.
Yeah.
And that's what frustrates me the most because we know how to do it and we've seen it.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Like, we've seen a glimmer there of what we're used to, what we're accustomed to from this Leeds United side, haven't we?
Yeah. So do it more.
Yeah. Come on, lads. It's that
easy. Piece of cake.
What was it today? What were we a little bit susceptible to, do you think? And what was it as a result of? Was it that there is a bit of lethargy there?
I think so. Look, we're talking about playing against... the last two games were against Leicester and against Chelsea. Two massive games against two very aggressive footballing sides. Two sides that like to dominate possession but are also very technically gifted as well. So naturally, that's going to take a lot out of you, especially, you know, over the course of the last few days. And I think that just maybe caught up with us a little bit. It's not something I'm worried about. So I'll just put that out there. But it's something that played into effect today. So maybe one or two of the players that started today might be getting a rest against Stoke Tuesday night.
Yeah, and I think that's something to add to that, Bex, is that you're right, it's not going to kill momentum, this.
No.
We did come away with a point. We'd always want 3 points, but actually it's back to it. Daniel Farker knows what this side are capable of. He knows what he needs to work on between now and Tuesday. Yep. We're back at home. We're back here.
On this lovely sofa.
Yes, we are. Back in Daniel Farker's living room, as he calls it.
Yeah.
But... you know, momentum isn't destroyed by just picking up a point.
No, it's not. Do you know what? So one of the other positives is it's another game unbeaten, you know, and it's another point closer to where we want to be come the end of the season. And that's the most important thing, not being sidetracked too much by the amount of points that we're seemingly dropped against the Huddersfield today or whoever it may be, but about the overall points tally come the end of the season. You know, we know Daniel Farker's been able to get 96, 97 points when he's been promoted with Norwich, and I'm pretty sure we can get not too far off that with this Leeds United team.
And I guess just on that, you know, ordinarily, well, at this stage of the season anyway, games are really important, but when you look at where we're at and you look at the top of the table, and you
close.
think about and you think about automatic promotion, this game against Huddersfield, even aside from the Yorkshire Derby element, did feel almost more important because every win is so important.
Yeah, and what would have been good as well is putting the added pressure, the extra pressure onto Leicester to close the gap down to 3 points, and also to put more pressure on Ipswich and Southampton, more so Ipswich, to say, look, you've actually got to keep up with us now. We're not playing any games anymore with you lot. So unfortunately, it wasn't to be. We weren't to take the 3 points. However, look, we're getting closer to the back end of the season. And this is where we want to make sure we keep maintaining unbeaten runs, creating opportunities to win games and score goals, but also to keep clean sheets. We didn't do that today. but we know that we're able to do that. We're capable of doing that.
Oh, we absolutely are. And
Exactly.
look, just a nod to Huddersfield. We have to give them credit because they did come with a game plan. They were at home. They've got a new manager. We knew what a threat they could be, but they certainly came with a game plan, didn't they?
They did. And the first half, they were extremely aggressive. They weren't really that interested in playing football, per se. They got up to, about 50, 51 passes in the first half. And that doesn't scream out a team that's interested in trying to get the ball down and play possession football or creating little triangles or finding players in space. That just says we're going to defend deep, try and keep it a little bit, and then pump the ball out wide, put it into the channels. That's it. Second half, obviously you're up against you're down to 10 men. They just made it super difficult to break down. They dropped deep. They kept it nice and tight, as I thought they would do, and it made it a scrappy game. Tried to break up the
rhythm.
The rhythm, yeah.
And we always say that when it comes to Leeds United, teams almost up their game, but
it's cup finals, isn't it?
Yeah, they knew what they had to do, and fair play to them. Credit, as disappointing as it is for us, they implemented that successfully.
They did indeed. Look, they've got a new manager. They've played 2 games under the new manager. They've won 1. They've drawn 1. 2 difficult games, so they'll be more than happy with the 4 points they've picked up over the last couple.
Right, let's head back over to the John Smith Stadium, shall we, where I believe we can have a bit of a debrief with Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Robbed Connor's trailer. Thanks very much, Emma. Yeah, well, I think ultimately we got the game, perhaps, that we anticipated, didn't we?
We certainly did. First half, it was ferocious. Some tackles absolutely flying in. It's a local derby, huge game for Huddersfield, and the way they started, you could sense we're going to have to certainly, win that battle before we could then go and start and play. But a lot of challenges flying in there, and eventually, those challenges were made to pay in Hogg getting sent off for a couple of really silly challenges.
And if the danger was going to come, we anticipate, I guess, also that it probably was going to come from set pieces.
Yeah, there's no way that if they allowed us to play an open game, we would have, carved them open, as we did in the first 3 or 4 minutes. Probably should have scored then to go 1-0 up. It might have been then very different, but they were always going to play a stop-start game, frustrate us, go for those set pieces. And in Thomas, they had a great delivery of the ball, and that caused us plenty of problems, and their goal came from that.
So, having got level in the second half, did we expect a big kind of booming onslaught from there, or was the approach the right approach to keep working at it, being patient to an extent?
No, I expected absolutely to just go and steamroll them, and it never happened. And to be fair, in the second half, for 20 minutes or so, we were talking about Nicholls, the goalkeeper. What have we done to work him? And we didn't, basically, when we got an extra man. So we were a little sluggish. We weren't quite as sharp as we probably could have been. We made the changes, got the goal, and I'm thinking, okay, plenty of time to go on and win the game. But I just sensed a bit of tiredness, and I looked at the players at the end of the game as well. And all those games, all that bit of travel and everything else, I probably just caught up with us, unfortunately.
Plus, you've had 9 added minutes at the end of the first half, and then 6 again. That's a considerable chunk to work through as well. The problem is, obviously, that there's no chance to do that in this league, is there? Because guess what? Tuesday night, another game.
I was about to say, I hope they can have a really good rest, but I'm thinking, no, they can't. They've got to spin it around and go again. So, recovery, getting them back at it, again, and ready to go. But it'll be, a Stoke will be a different game in some ways, but every game is tough. We know that, and we should be proud of the run we've achieved. 9 straight wins. Let's go and start another run next time out.
These lunchtime games, great when you win them, aren't they? The rest of the afternoon now lies ahead, waiting to see what everybody else does.
You're right, and you look at the other teams as well, how they're thinking now. They're thinking, well, they've dropped points, let's go and get our 3 points. So the way it is, it'll be topsy-turvy, right to the very end, but all we need to do is keep our heads, keep doing the right things, but we have to recover, and we go again.
We go again. We'll be listening to the words of Daniel Farke, no doubt, very shortly, but for the time being, back to you.
Unfortunately, Bex, Tony's right there that the other teams around us will be looking at that going, Leeds have dropped points, there's an opportunity for us. Such is the nature of how competitive it is at the top of that championship table right now. Yeah,
I think Leicester will be breathing a sigh of relief that we've not closed the gap to 3 points. Ipswich will be happy that we've not created a 6 point gap between us and them. And Southampton will be buzzing that we're not, making the gap between us and them too far either. So, the most important thing for us is not to be put down or worried about what's happened in terms of today's result. It's about focusing on the Tuesday night game against Stoke or the following games after that. That's the most important thing. We can't get too sidetracked by it.
I know, but it's hard.
I know.
Because we heard Daniel Farke say in his press conference ahead of this that, you know, he wasn't looking at the record, the potential record of today in terms of managing, had we got those 10 wins.
Yeah.
But actually, you know, it would be nice to get a win. It's clear he's taking it on a game-by-game basis, but at this stage of the season, you know, we're in March now, Bex. It must be so difficult not to have a look and start mathematically working it all out.
I mean, like, we've all done it.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
And that says a lot if me and you have done maths.
But the most important thing is that Daniel Farke manages to keep all of those players focused on the game that's coming up, the following game, the next game, and that's it. Don't look too far in advance because you don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen between now and then.
Yeah, but he's the kind of manager that he won't let them get too carried away with themselves when they're succeeding.
Yeah,
and also
the same when the tables have turned the other way.
Exactly, which kind of keeps everybody humble and on the same page and focused, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, and it keeps the fire burning, and it keeps the competition between all of the players in and around the place nice and high as well, because they all want to be a part of this winning juggernaut or this team that are doing so well, so close to the top of the championship table. Everybody wants to be a part of it. You can see it with the players that come off the bench. They're chomping at the bit. It's just a matter of whoever it is that's starting or comes off the bench, when they have their opportunities, they've got to take it, and that's the frustration that Daniel Farke will have.
I think it's difficult as well. I think Tony used the word sluggish when he was chatting to Bryn a moment ago, because you feel for them, because the championship is relentless.
Yep.
But Daniel Farke will be looking at that and going, well, it's relentless for everybody in this league. It's just how it is.
Exactly. And do you know what? As disappointed as I was to lose against Chelsea, it's also one less game to have to think about, or one less game to have to worry about. Whereas Leicester, for example, still in the cup competition, they're going to have that extra game or two, and you never know. That might, by the end of the season, be the thing that derails their championship season, running away with the title, being champions. You know, so every cloud.
Every cloud indeed. And also, let's not take anything away. You know, this wasn't a loss. We still managed to get a point. The players will be disappointed that it wasn't 3 points. But you know from your playing days, Bex, a long time ago, that
wow.
I'm joking. You know from your playing days that you can't maintain a run forever. There will be minor blips that in the grand scheme of things, we hope, come the end of the season, you know, you just get back up and you go again. Yeah.
But again, to have somebody like Daniel Farke leading the way, it's brilliant, because he doesn't let you get too high with the wins or too low with the losses. So he's just going to keep everybody nice and focused and driven, and let them understand, listen, don't worry about that now. That's behind us. We're gonna figure out where we went wrong, the good things, and we're going to rectify them on Tuesday night.
Yeah, but we know as well that you can't underestimate any side in the Championship.
We've seen that today.
Of course. So when you look ahead to Tuesday night and think about Stoke, they're dwindling at the other end of the table. But realistically, that doesn't mean anything when you're playing, does it?
No, it doesn't. You have to take every game as it comes, and it's